Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a 27 years long arduous battle for the women reservation bill to be introduced into the parliament. It started back in 1996 during H.D. Devi Gaura's tenure, and thereafter multiple attempts have been made by former prime ministers, starting from Atal Bihari Vajpayee to Manmohan Singh, P.V. Narasimha Rao. We've had political parties taking credit as to who exactly brought the women reservation bill. But the fact of the matter is that lack of political will, lack of political consensus essentially resulted in a situation that what was actually due for women of our nation wasn't given to them. Finally, it has been reintroduced into the parliament by the Bharatiya Janata Party led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It has now been passed by the Lok Sabha with near unanimity. History is all set to be scripted. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about a bill which does not exist even in developed nations. India perhaps is now taking that lead of bringing in women reservation bill. What many have been arguing that this has been the right of women, the very fact that finally they would be entering the hallowed halls of the parliament that you see behind me. But how long will it really take? Because of two additions that have been made. One with regards to delimitation and second with regards to census. Now that happens to be the bone of contention as far as the opposition parties are concerned. They are saying if it is not a mere lip service, why exactly is Modi-led government not really implementing the women reservation bill immediately? The fact of the matter is that as per the constitutional provisions, remember the delimitation and the census goes hand in hand, and only thereafter the identification of seats and the reservation of seats for women is actually going to take place. Through the day, we have heard several versions. One coming in from the Bharatiya Janata Party who say that you would be on the wrong side if you really oppose the women reservation bill. On the other side, the opposition has now come together saying that where exactly is the quota in quota? These are some arguments that have been put forth. Listen in to some of the reactions that our reporter on the ground has got you from inside the parliament.
कल लोकसभा में ऐतिहासिक पल थे, ऐतिहासिक क्षण भी था कि 27 वर्षों से लंबित वुमेन रिजर्वेशन बिल, नारी शक्ति वंदन, नारी शक्ति वंदन और अभिनंदन कर रहे थे सभी सांसद। बहुत ऐतिहासिक, बहुत ही शानदार, सभी ने सहयोग भी दिया। कुछ लोगों ने इसको पॉलिटिकल करने का प्रयास भी किया, तो फिर जवाब भी सुना, लेकिन दो माननीय सांसदों को छोड़ करके सभी ने इसका समर्थन किया। हम इसका आभार प्रकट करते हैं।
राज्यसभा में बिल आ रहा है सर, ये कितने बजे आएगा?
राज्यसभा में सप्लीमेंट्री बिजनेस के माध्यम से, क्योंकि कल लोकसभा में हम लेट हो गए थे, तो सप्लीमेंट्री बिजनेस के माध्यम से लाया जाएगा। बाकी तो राज्यसभा सचिवालय ज़्यादा जानता, लेकिन आज राज्यसभा में चर्चा होगी, ये मैं कह सकता हूँ।
We are joined by BJP MP Ravi Kishan. Ravi sir, your first response, because yesterday we saw how it historically passed in Lok Sabha. आज राज्यसभा में डिस्कशन होना है, लेकिन कई सारे सांसदों ने कुछ इशू उठाए हैं। डीलिमिटेशन कहा है कि जरूरत नहीं है, डीलिमिटेशन फिलहाल मत करिए, 2024 में ही क्यों नहीं इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे?
No, yesterday it went off very well, and I'm very sure whatever they have to say, because they are in a position. But end of the day, whatever I felt personally, that opposition also is now completely agreed to Yashasvi Pradhan Mantri Modi ji. That Modi ji, they started believing, the country, the world is believing in him. The opposition also started believing that Modi ji saying he's bringing some bill, definitely is going to be there and going to be good for the women empowerment और हमारी सारी नारी शक्तियों के लिए एक बहुत बड़ी आवाज अब सदन में गूंजेगी जब 180 से ज्यादा संख्या में महिला शक्ति यहाँ आएंगी। सोचिए देश के लिए कितना ऐतिहासिक ये कदम रहा, जहाँ पर इक्वालिटी में अब आप औरत लड़कियों को देख रहे हैं। दे ऑलवेज बीन इक्वल, बट समाज सोसाइटी उनको इस तरह से देखता था, लेकिन अब उनको राइट्स मिल गए कि दे सिट हियर इक्वली एज मेन।
रवि जी, केवल ये बात नहीं, कई सारी मेजर पार्टी ने ये भी बात कही कि हमें, एक तो कनी मोदी ने बात कही कि हमें आप नारी को वर्शिप मत कीजिए, इक्वालिटी दीजिए, और दूसरी बात ये कि बैकवर्ड क्लास में महिलाओं को इंक्लूड किया जाए, क्योंकि वो जो महिलाएं हैं वो ज्यादा पिछड़ी हैं, उन्हें ज्यादा जरूरत है इक्वालिटी की। वो उस तर्ज पे बीजेपी क्यों नहीं सोच रही है?
इन लोगों के पास इनकी सरकार रही, कली मोदी जी के पास, इन लोगों के पास, इन लोगों ने अपने राज्य में नहीं किया, कांग्रेस इतने साल रही नहीं। जब मोदी जी कुछ भी ले आते हैं तो दे कम आउट विद, यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी विल डू ऑल द, उन लोगों को कोई चिंता नहीं करना। अपोजिशन खाली मजा ले 30-40 साल और देश को बढ़ता हुआ देखे, सजेशन देते रहे, लेकिन यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी अपने अनुसार ठीक से सब।
2029 बहुत लेट नहीं है रवि जी, बहुत लेट है, कई सारे लोगों ने कहा।
नहीं, इट्स ऑल ऑफ इट सर प्रॉपर्ली वर्कड एंड एवरी परसिमन होगा, ये होगा, बहुत सारी चिंताएं भी, इतनी सारी सीटें भी बनी है, लॉन्ग प्रोसीजर होता है, ये नहीं कि कोई गुड्डी गुड्डा का खेल है।
केंद्रीय मंत्री अनुप्रिया पटेल इस वक्त हमारे साथ मौजूद है। अनुप्रिया जी, कल एक ऐतिहासिक दिन रहा, सभी महिला सांसद मौजूद थी और वो खुशी की लहर देखने को मिल रही थी, लेकिन आधी आबादी को लेकर जो डिस्कशन आज राज्यसभा में होगा उसमें कहीं ना कहीं तमाम पार्टियों ने स्वागत तो किया है, लेकिन कहा है बहुत लंबा इंतजार करना पड़ेगा महिलाओं को रिप्रेजेंटेशन मिलने में।
देखिए, ऐसा है, कल जो चर्चा लोकसभा में हुई, हर महिला के चेहरे पर वो मुस्कान लेकर आई है और आज भी बड़े उत्सुकतावश हमारी जो महिलाएं हैं, देश की आधी आबादी है, राज्यसभा में होने वाली कार्रवाई को देखने जा रही है। पूरा भरोसा है ये बिल वहां भी पास होगा। पार्टियों ने अपने अपने जो व्यूज हैं उसको रखा है, पर्सपेक्टिव्स को रखा है। समय निश्चित रूप से लगा है क्योंकि 1996 से एच डी देवेगौड़ा जी की सरकार के समय से इस बिल को लेकर प्रयास हुए हैं। समय लगा है लेकिन देर आए दुरुस्त आए। हम इस बिल को आज इतने वर्षों बाद, 27 वर्षों बाद पास करा ले गए हैं और इसके बाद की जो संवैधानिक प्रक्रिया है उससे तो हम मुंह नहीं फेर सकते, उसका पालन तो हमें करना पड़ेगा। कास्ट सेंसस हमारे पास 2001 के आंकड़े हैं, इतना लंबा समय गुजर गया, हमें फ्रेश आंकड़े चाहिए कि देश की आबादी क्या है, आबादी जिस कदर बढ़ी है, जिस रेट से बढ़ी है, उसके अनुसार हमें डिलिमिटेशन करना है। तो ये तो एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन प्रोविजन, इसको पालन करेंगे और थोड़ा और समय लगेगा, लेकिन फाइनली एक सिस्टमैटिक तरीके से जो नियमबद्ध तरीके से लागू होना चाहिए वो लागू होगा।
अनुप्रिया जी, एक और बात, कई लोगों ने कहा कि बीजेपी की मंशा नहीं है, क्योंकि ये पीआर इवेंट कल देखने को मिल रहा था। अगर वाकई में मंशा होती तो वो ये कहते कि डीलिंक कर दे डिलिमिटेशन को, सेंसस जल्दी से जल्दी कराएंगे, लेकिन डिलिमिटेशन नहीं कराए।
इतना बड़ा देश है, ये मनमाने ढंग से आर्बिट्रेरली नहीं चलता है। कुछ संसदीय परंपराएं होती हैं, कुछ लोकतंत्र के तय नियम होते हैं, संवैधानिक संस्थाएं बनाई गई हैं। इस पार्लियामेंट ने ही डिलिमिटेशन कमीशन बनाया है ना, तो सेंसस एक्सरसाइज हमने करनी है, डिलिमिटेशन हमने करना है। हम मनमाने ढंग से तो नहीं कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज को बना या बिगाड़ सकते हैं। ये काम तो डिलिमिटेशन कमीशन का, एक ट्रांसपेरेंट वे में वो इस काम को आगे बढ़ाएगा, सभी राज्यों में जाके चर्चा करेगा, जो लोगों की आपत्तियां होंगी उनको सुनेगा, उसके बाद ही तो सीटों का निर्धारण होगा। तो एडिशनल सीट्स उस आधार पे एक ट्रांसपेरेंट और जस्ट तरीके से, फेयर तरीके से क्रिएट होंगी और महिलाओं को प्रतिनिधित्व मिलेगा।
तो ये है केंद्रीय मंत्री अनुप्रिया पटेल वुमेन रिजर्वेशन बिल पर। हर्षद सुनवानी, रिपब्लिक टीवी।
तो ऑलरेडी ओबीसी के तो हमारे प्रेसिडेंट बने हैं, तो बाकी भी वो भी जो भी करना है हमारे पार्टी वाले सब करेंगे। नड्डा जी ने जो बोला वो अच्छा होगा।
मैम, आज राज्यसभा में पास हो रहा है बिल, डिस्कशन चल रहा है, लेकिन तमाम बातें कांग्रेस द्वारा और विपक्षी दल द्वारा उठाया गया कि 2029 बहुत दूर है, डिलिमिटेशन को रहने दें, अभी ना करें, उस पर क्या कहेंगे?
वो अभी पहले देखिए, अभी लोकसभा में तो क्लियर हो गया है, तो इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मैं करती हूँ। सारे जितने भी सांसद हैं, महिला सांसद और जो भी विपक्ष के लोग भी सब पार्टिसिपेट किया, एंड इन ए बिग वे वी हैव मेजॉरिटी में हमें मिला है। एंड आगे देखेंगे whatever happens.
And do you think finally this bill has seen the light of the day and it was a high time that the women should have been given the more and more representation?
Yeah, that is right from the beginning. Modi ji is only his view is to give importance to women. That's why the moment we came into this new Sansad Bhavan, he came out with this bill straight away, women's reservation ka. So itself is a big thing, you know. So only he can do it. Nobody else can do it. Everybody keeps saying, "Ha, we only brought it," but nobody implemented it. Nobody brought it. So it is Modi ji who has done it. So we are very thankful to him.
Well, political parties are now jostling to take credit over the women reservation bill. In fact, there have been sharp exchanges between the opposition and the treasury benches in the parliament over the women reservation bill. Leading the charge of the opposition was none other than Sonia Gandhi, who's been demanding that there should be an immediate implementation of women reservation. Secondly, with regards to the OBC quota. Surprisingly, this OBC quota demand never figured in the bill that was introduced by the Manmohan Singh government. But The same is now being demanded by the Congress party. We heard Rahul Gandhi and then Sonia Gandhi. In fact, most of the opposition parties are now saying that there should be reservation for the OBC. Not just that, AIMIM has gone a step further, saying that what about Muslim women? Why are they being left out? In fact, only 2 parliamentarians who did not vote in favor of the women reservation bill in the Lok Sabha was AIMIM. Listen into some of the reactions that we have got from inside the parliament.
We are joined by NCP leader Fauzia Khan. Fauzia ji, today in Rajya Sabha, the women reservation bill will be discussed. What you have to say? Because yesterday we saw the speakers from your party who rose the point of delimitation and caste census, and they were also making a point that why too late in implementing and making women reservation bill a quota.
Absolutely, which is true, because while we welcome this bill, since we have been waiting for this bill for the last 27 years, but we find that it is still a bill in hibernation. That is why I call it a women's hibernation bill more than a women's reservation bill, because again we are going into hibernation for another at least 5 years, maybe 10 years, because first the caste census has to get over, then the delimitation, then the notification process. So it still seems a faraway dream, and we don't know. Well, it was there for 27 years earlier, now maybe 10 years, maybe 5 years. I hope to see the light of the implementation very soon.
But Fauzia ji, you all are happy, right? Because now that this bill is passed in Lok Sabha, and now sooner, after 5 or 6 years might be, but sooner it will be implemented.
I hope so, because we are fighting against a social mindset, and this mindset is there everywhere. So let's hope it does see the light of the day.
And NCP is also demanding the OBC and the backward class reservation in it, a reservation with the reservation.
Absolutely, because if women are socially backward, there are also communities that are socially backward within the women also. So we need justice for them. When we talk about social justice, we have to talk about quota within quota.
So this is NCP Member of Parliament Fauzia Khan speaking to Republic TV. We are joined by Priyanka Chaturvedi ji. Priyanka ji, yesterday Amit Shah in Lok Sabha stated that it is not a political agenda for BJP, but it is a commitment towards the women of the country. What do you want to respond to it? Because NCP...
This platform, this is called the real Amrita Kal for women. Swabhiman, which is given by Honorable PM Sir. From the President of Bharat to the women who are living in the remote villages in mud houses, that's called the Antyodaya. All the schemes like Ujjala Yojana, Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Yojana, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, Triple Talaq, and so many like others. This is not only strengthening women, but also a matter of the dignity of the women. Now I want to draw your attention. Yesterday PM Sir told that this Pavitra Karma done by me. Yes, you are right, sir. You are doing Sapavitra Karma. I must say in the conclusion that today we must thank and offer our pranam to one incredible woman, Swargiya Srimati Hiraben Modi ji, the mother who gave Bharat an illustrious son who would bring justice to the entire women population of Bharat, who would usher an Amrita Kal of equality and remove all barriers that prevented women from achieving their fullest constitutional, political potential, and guide the nation to the glory to deserve and serve Bharat Mata with commitment. As we reach 2047, may we see Ma Bharati's daughters leading this nation and leading from front, and Rani Lakshmi Bai, Rani Ahalya Bai Halkar, Kittu Rani Chennamma, Kyun Velu Nachiyar, and every other women of modern time, like our respected Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji, with whom I am learning on everyday basis. I want to thank to all the women who's building this nation, who's raising their children, whose works in this field, whom are Atmanirbhar and whom's are Karma Yoginis, under whom's able hands Bharat will be more stronger and mightier. I will end my words because it's not my speech, it's feelings of gratitude. It is called Sashakta Bharat Ki Sashakta Bharat Madai. With this word, I support this bill.
माननीय सदस्य श्रीमती सीमा द्विवेदी।
नारी शक्ति वंदन अधिनियम 1028वां संशोधन बिल आज जो राज्यसभा में आया है उसके समर्थन में खड़े।
So, several questions have essentially been raised with regards to how long will it take for the women reservation to be implemented? Why exactly was delimitation and census really brought in? These are some of the questions that have been raised from the very time Narendra Modi-led government introduced this bill into the parliament. First, it was in the Lok Sabha where it has been passed. The question here is with regards to the constitutional provisions under Article 82 of the Constitution, which essentially talks about delimitation, which would be a reorganizing the constituencies that would essentially happen only after the census takes place. Remember, the census was last in 2011, and thereafter there hasn't been a census. There has been a delay that has taken place. That was ostensibly because of the COVID pandemic. So it is, in all likelihood, it happens sometime before the 2029 elections. My colleague Tanisha breaks it down as to how long will this entire process take and why exactly was it linked to delimitation and census.
The Women's Reservation Bill is on the verge of becoming a law after nearly 3 decades of stalling and discord. The central government tabled the Women's Reservation Bill on the 19th of September in Lok Sabha. Now, this bill aims at providing 33% reserved seats for women in Lok Sabha, state assemblies and NCT Delhi. This bill also has separate quotas in it for the SC, ST as well. Crucial to remember that this bill will not be applicable in the Rajya Sabha. This bill was today tabled in Rajya Sabha and was open for discussion. But now, what's the road ahead? What does the process of implementation of this bill look like? Well, the bill needs to be passed in both the houses of the parliament, after which a census pending from 2021 will be done. And after that comes the delimitation process, which will be based on the census data. The provision can only come into effect after the delimitation is done. Now, the only difference that the 2023 Women Reservation Bill has with the 2010 bill is that the central government has linked the implementation of the bill with the delimitation of constituencies based on the next census. Not just this, other opposition parties like the SP, BSP, RJD and others did oppose the bill because they wanted a quota in quota system, which essentially means that the Women Reservation Bill, they also wanted reservation for the SC, ST and OBC. However, even after apprehensions, the opposition did support the bill and a law on women's reservation could become a reality by 2029.
Well, slipping at a short break. On the other side, we get to the big story that we are tracking. Why exactly did Canada make that preposterous claim that Indian agents were behind the killing of a Khalistani